Ted, there's a really compelling case to be made for silver miners at this point in the cycle. Maybe you can talk to us a little bit about their profit margins currently, the leverage that they've had historically on the physical metal, and make a case for silver miners as perhaps the optimal way to play a silver bull from this point forward.
Sure. I mean, people are saying now is it time to favor the stocks over the rock, and I would say yes, it is. My bullish conviction is grounded in the relationship or lack thereof between the silver price and mine production. We're talking about a silver price that averaged $40 in 2025, up 42% from the 2024 average of $28, up 71% from the 2023 average of $23. But despite this, primary silver supply declined for a third consecutive year in 2025 by 1%. And that brought the percent of primary silver production as a percentage of global silver production to a new low of 26%. So to me, it's clear that higher silver prices don't directly correlate to higher primary silver supply. And like you say, Peter, this really plays into the hands of silver mining stocks whose profit margins sit above 80% at an $80 silver price, with all-in sustaining costs averaging around $12.21 in 2025. Just for context, we could even go down to a $40 silver price, and at those all-in sustaining costs, we're still looking around 69-70% margin for these companies. Now, of course, we must be honest here and admit that all-in sustaining costs probably will rise on the back of the situation with the rising oil price. But even if you assume an $18-21 all-in sustaining cost, even at a $60-70 silver price, you're looking at 65 to 70% margins. Even in a bullish case, right? We take a 21, an $18 all-in sustaining cost at $120 silver price. If we return back to those levels, as I believe we will, Peter, you're looking at an 85% margin. So these margins would be the envy of any CEO in any industry. You look at Visa, MasterCard, oil companies, they may be printing out 50% margin. We're talking about 70 to 80% margins. And that hasn't been priced in yet. And historically, Peter, these silver miners perform as a 3 to 5 leverage on the silver price, which is to say that if the silver price triples from here on in to $300, as we both believe it will, then that actually means that silver mining stocks would maybe have at least a 9x from here, potentially even a 15x, based on historical prices. So I think that's really worth noting as we talk about, the high beta way to play this. And I think silver mining stocks are really going to lead this bull all the way to the bank.
Something I wanted to kind of throw in there, Ted, is that I saw a chart recently that showed the different subsectors of the S&P and had showed the mining stocks or precious metals mining stocks, which is gold and silver essentially. And they by far had the largest cash profits that of any sector. It was something like 31% versus tech, which was about 17%. So there's a rotation that, is about to happen if the market rolls over and, investors look for some true value. This is absolutely, in my view, a place where they're going to find it.
Absolutely, Peter. I would agree with that.